Hello everyone, in my marathon of retro gaming themed movies, continues my look at 1993 live action version of Super Mario Bros. This has been in the wings for some time. 25 years ago, this was the very first big budget Hollywood video game movie, and as a result, it's been shorthand video game movie infamy among critics and fans of games alike. Before getting into the movie itself, I will point out that even if I'm not the biggest Super Mario Bros. Fan, it's among the big Nintendo series for me. It's borderline impossible to state how big Mario is now and then. So when this film was first made, Mario was actually more well known than Mickey Mouse. The game such as comic books, a TV show, and also some merchandise by Mushroom Kingdom. And the movie's history is also fairly well documented, from going through many writers and directors before we even got to one that we saw on screen. The game historian and Super Mario Movie's archive had a lot of information that came in handy when making this review. You should check them out, they do good work. The film admittedly took a lot of creative license with the stories, but it goes to territory when the plot of the game is boiled down to two Italian brothers rescue a prince from the kaiju. Even new video game movies have a similar, even the opposite problem. There are even reports suggesting the film was originally going to be animated before it was turned into a live-action film with a $48 million budget. Clearly they're expecting to make millions, but things didn't really pan out like that. So, let's open this up. We open on some narration by Dan Castellaneta, which tells of how dinosaurs once ruled the earth before they got wiped out by a meteor. It then goes on to suggest, in a Homer Simpson-like fashion, that instead of dying, the meteor created a parallel universe where humanity evolved from dinosaurs instead of apes. That raises many theological and indeed biological questions I don't think the film will attempt to answer. Our proper opening is 1973, where a young woman leaves her daughter on the doorstep of St. Teresa's Cathedral while trying to elude Koopa, played by Dennis Hopper, but she ends up getting crushed in an old subway collapse. She also left her daughter with a mentor of an old crystal, and we then transition to Brooklyn 20 years later. It turns out that Mario is played by Bob Hoskins and Luigi is played by John Leguizamo. The two are plumbers, and the one comes between all the script drafts is not doing well. I'll also deal with Mario no longer being a plumber Super Mario as it comes. I guess he can still race cards and play golf. They compete for jobs with a rival company run by Anthony Scapelli, played by Gianni Russo, which also caused problems with a woman named Daisy, played by Samantha Mathis. Interestingly, the film focuses on the secondary Princess Daisy from the games rather than Princess Peach, or Princess Toadstool she's known at the time. Anyway, Luigi ends up meeting Daisy after Mario has to get water for the advanced overheated radiator. The two hit it off, and then later end up going on a double date with Mario and his lover Daniela, played by Dana Kaminsky. Over dinner, Daisy reveals what her class at NYU is doing at the dig site, as well as how her crystal is the only thing she has when she found the cathedral. It's also revealed that Mario Brothers' parents are dead, and that Mario has been raising Luigi ever since. It's not uncommon for that to happen. They are also being followed by two of Koopa's nephews/henchmen named for kills from the games, Iggy, played by Fisher Stevens, and Spike, played by Richard Edson. There are a series of coincidences as sabotage by Capelli's men, somehow leads to Daisy being kidnapped, and Luigi getting hold of a necklace. Things have been somewhat odd so far, but now the movie is about to go off the rails on a crazy train as we're told by Ozzy Osbourne. Rather than the colorful, smiling land of Mushroom Kingdom, Mother's follow Daisy in the dingy, neon-lit land of Dino Hatton. For everyone else getting Blade Runner vibes from this, you're not far off. The film even had the same production designer David Snyder. They end up getting separated, and Koopa laments that since a meteor hit, they've been trapped in a land rife with disease and fungus. His plan is to use Daisy and her fragment of the meteor to bring down Hatton and Earth together, so he can rule both worlds. Interesting idea, but I wasn't expecting that when I was younger. As Mario and Luigi continue to search for Daisy, the sight of the street vendors and serving lizards and scorpions causes Mario to remark, "If we're gonna eat in this place, they're gonna be very hungry." Sounds like Sabaros to me. Sorry. They also bummed by the Toad rather than finding the man in the mushroom hat, the street performer played by musician Mojo Nixon. Anyway, Toad song against Koopa ends up getting him and the Mario Brothers arrested, and brought to Sergeant Simon, played by character actor Don Lake. This scene also reveals the legal names of Mario Brothers are Mario Mario and Luigi Mario. That's gotta be odd filling out forms. I know from Hot Fuzz how much paperwork is involved in police work, though. They all meet with Koopa, who in this film, rather than their king, is apparently president with bizarre hair and fashion, and is a control freak who's known for demeaning those he deems beneath him. It's not really a stretch anymore. Make your own assumptions. When they don't have Daisy's crystal, Koopa orders they all be brought to the Dio chamber. Rather than making people whip it, the chamber devolves those inside to a previous state. This turns Toad into a Goomba, and a 7-foot tall lizard man instead of a walking mushroom. It's also a following exchange between Mario and Koopa After Effect. So what single cell organism do you evolve from? Tyrannosaurus Rex, the Lizard King, thank you very much. Once again, that raises many theological and biological questions. The Mario brothers are able to escape the jail and the city by stealing a police car, judged in the desert by a bunch of fungus leading this line. The tunnel sneezed us out and this giant booger saved us. People actually got paid to write that, folks. Koopa, who's showing a mud bath as Novelina, played by Fiona Shaw, demands the princess send Spike and Iggy away for their failures. The way Shaw acts so condescending towards Daisy and the other ladies from Brooklyn. It's like she's practiced for Willem Petunia Dursley in the Harry Potter films. Spike and Iggy are then given advanced intelligence somehow by the Devo Chamber, though there's another problem with this. Spike mistakenly claims the square root of 26,481 is 191. It is not. It's actually square root of 36,481. Confound this new math. Maybe not in the top 10 reasons to dislike this movie, but still. Spike and Iggy are then sent to find the Mario Brothers in Koopa Hari Desert, while Daisy wonders about her father. The way Koopa tries to make a move on her may be one of the most bizarre things Dennis Hopper do in I've seen Blue Velvet. We are also introduced to the film version of Yoshi, who was painted by another dinosaur blockbuster that came out not long after this one. Another movie called Jurassic Park, you may have heard of it. Anyway, Iggy and Spike help the Mario Brothers sneak back in the city, and the crystal is in possession of Big Bertha, who is a nightclub owner slash bouncer rather than a big fish. Also, even if this is ostensibly a kids' movie, some of the extras in the scene are exotic dancers. No, really. I may be crazy, I'm not crazy enough to make that up. Somehow, Lena's able to steal the crystal, but Big Bertha helps Mario Brothers escape by using these jump boots called Stompers. Well, the guy played a Valiant with the voice of Sid in the Ice Age movies had to jump somehow. They may all slip into Koopa Tower by wearing disguises that resemble their red and green work outfits. Isn't that something? Ezra's joke about Koopa ordering a pizza doesn't make much sense to me, much like the rest of the movie. It was bizarre when I was 11. It's still bizarre in line 26. What do you want from me? Also, in none of the games, the elevator music is also arranged with the water theme. If there's one nice thing I can say about this film, Alan Silvestri did do a good job with the score. Anyway, the Mario Brothers reach a gap in the way to save Daisy and Luigi just to jump, saying they don't have any other choice. Well, maybe there's some cheat codes you could punch in or walk through a Nintendo Power. Instead, Luigi gets hooked by the rafters, and Mario conveniently lands a fungus platform out of nowhere. Took me a half hour just to download Yoshi Story in Virtual Console. Also, Lena decides to just kill Daisy herself without Koopa's help. Isn't she already a villain? This quasi-Starscream tactic comes out of nowhere, and doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Still, Yoshi's able to help Daisy escape. I don't even lock the door. I'm just going to leave it that many escapable situations seem the whole thing went to plot. For some reason, Iggy and Spike are good now, and Daisy leads the Mario Brothers to her father, who is a huge pile of fungus. I know the games are weird, but this changed a lot from when Nintendo signed off on this. Also, even though the sets were built in Old Cement Factory, North Carolina, they're actually not that bad for the time, though I shut up with these guys with the dumb wrecking crew. While Luigi helps Daisy escape, Mario finds the yellow among the other missing woman from Brooklyn. That saves to a pipe escape on a mattress, sets Joe's stage on the speed of lights. Good song that fits surprisingly well. Finale just as long as the last hour and 20 minutes I've been covering, but I kind of like how the portable Devo guns actually Super Scope 6 light gun black. Never had them when I was younger, I mostly never switched map for those games. So, the dimensions merge, and Koopa devolves Capelli into a chimpanzee. That's an interesting prequel of Donkey Kong. Also, somehow, Lena dies and Luigi's able to stop the merge of Mario's tools. Whatever. Anything that helps end this movie is okay with me at this point. A couple of things that amuse me about the bottoms of this movie. They apparently wear Reeboks, and they also precursor how explosive they are in Smash Bros. Games. Luigi also gets another pair of stomachs by Bertha, and two able to evolve Koopas so much they blow their hats off. Koopas devolve into a dinosaur and then the primordial ooze. Anticlimactic, but if it helps end the movie, I'll take it. Daisy returns from the Muppets New York and follows the story to his human form, but they land 10% in one scene. So, the clothes of Mario and Luigi being dubbed the Super Mario Brothers, and Daisy returning her best cosplay Ellen Ripley. Tell anyone you're never gonna believe this. We never do find that out, since all that's left is staying with Iggy and Spike pitching video games and Japanese businessmen wearing some 90s fashion. There would be outrage even on viewers push Fincher Belair. Well, that was totally insane for a movie about a game that bizarre. Even with the movie teasing more at the end, the film barely made over $20 million at the box office, less than half its $48 million budget. It was roundly panned by critics, audiences, and the games. It's also curious on why the video game movie genre is stalled to this day. It remains to be seen what impact future adaptation will have, even movies take influence of video games Ready Player One. And it's a big catalyst doing this marathon. Even I have my doubts, given how Nintendo has owned this movie, but any further ones will be made for 20 years, probably movies notwithstanding. Still, with talk of an anime reboot in the works, it's rather interesting to see how much a cult following this film has. Despite taking all its creative license from the games, a fascinating sort of film. I'm reluctant to call it good, but it's one of those films that only could have existed at the time it was made. That whole sight gag with movie theaters showing I Was a Teenage Mammal would be like putting hot skating and one action scientific picture movie today. That scene with Koopa Tamaraji World Trade Center, for obvious reasons, never would have fallen out in 2001. So it's a train wreck that's not kind of entertaining how bad some found it. Hoskinson Harper presents talents like no one ever seen, even though close to every cast member just owned the movie in some capacity. It's remarkable how it spawned everything people might want about video game movies as the first big example of them. Personally, though, I'll be open to Charles Martinet and Jen Taylor praising Rose Mario and Peach for the anime movie. It's not the worst I've ever seen, but it's very business same as one as 11. Finally, it's 2 out of 4. Next up on Retro Gaming Movie Marathon, the 1994 live-action Street Fighter.